Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa Camacho. I am originally born and raised in Riverside County. And a little bit about myself. I want to just share a little bit, about me. I consider myself like I love going to like amusement parks and camping. I would say camping is probably became one of my favorite activities to do. Um, and
What do you like to eat?
to eat, I love to eat sushi. Sushi, it's always like the top pick. Fun fact, Christmas is my favorite time of the season because I love to watch Christmas movies. I'm a Christmas girly. My birthday is actually in December, so I am all about Christmas time. I recently became into reading, and I found that about myself that I actually enjoy it. Where growing up, I was like, no, reading is boring. And I was always like, no, I don't want to do it. And recently, I think that's what I realized that I love reading and I love to learn more about myself.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book, um, I think, would probably be The Four Agreements. The first time I read it was about 3 years ago, and I find myself going back and back. I read it in Spanish and English, and I hear it all the time. My favorite thing about the book, I think it's not how we grew up, that it has to be that way, like how we were, you got to do this, you have to follow society rules, or you have to do this. It's kind of just like learn about yourself. And like the actual four agreements are just crucial to life. And every time, I'm human, I find myself going back and I'm like, no, like don't make assumptions. Or I have little notes in my room with the four agreements written down, and I'm like, I go back and I'm like, read it. I have a little pet. We recently got a cat around like 6 months ago or so. He's a cat. His name is Gato, and he's just so cute and fluffy. How did I want to pursue, or how did I start into real estate? Well, I was working a full-time job in retail, 40 hours a week, and it was just too much. And the main reason why, I would say, my like biggest goal and dream in life is to have a family of my own and be a great mom. So I was like, how is this going to happen? Like when I become a mom, I was like, I want to be there present. So I started thinking, and I was like, I need to look for something different where I don't have to, be there the full 40 hours. And some cousins of mine were talking about it, and they were like, hey, real estate, we're going to do it, do you want to try it? And out of all of them who were doing it, I was the only one who actually did it. I started looking into it, and I was like, I'm going to do it. Like, it came to my mind, and I was like, I have a friend. Her name is Lamary. I met her she's my cousin's friend. So I met her a long time ago, and she was the only person who I seen doing real estate. So I would always just kind of see her post and helping families. So I was like, okay, I think this could fit me. How did I find what to do after deciding that I wanted to do real estate? Basically, researching schools, classes. I found something that worked with my schedule. Since I was working full time, I would do classes afternoons, and started pretty much studying and learning all about the laws and the fun stuff of real estate. How did I like balance doing full time and going to real estate school? Um, I pretty much just started, I would say, like I would come back from my full time job and then study. Some days my schedule varied. So some days I would get off earlier, some days I would get out later. So I would pretty much just depending on the schedule that I had. study in the mornings or study in the afternoons. And that was just pretty much my life for a couple months until I decided, okay, I'm ready to take the test. It was very hard for me to stay focused and just studying, like especially opening up the book. Oh my God. I was like, how in the world am I going to do this? I get distracted so easily, but I pushed myself and I was like, this is what I want. And I went ahead with it. Decided to schedule my first test, well, my test. And I didn't pass the first time. I pretty much just thought to myself, like, okay, I feel a little bit discouraged. But I was like, okay, so what do I need to do? You know, from the results that I got from the test, I pretty much just focused on the ones that were lower percentage. And I was like focusing on those and those. And I went hard for like, I think I scheduled it like a month after. So from that whole month, it was like no going out anywhere, not doing much, and just studying. Like studying, coming home, studying. And I made it a routine. And then the second time I took the test, I passed it, but it was very exciting because I went in with no expectations. I had told myself, like, the first time I ran out of time, I was thinking too much. And the second time I was like, I need a sweater because it's really cold in there. I need to just do it. Whatever happens, happens. You know, nothing bad's gonna happen. Like, it was just me in my mind. So I was just went in, relaxed, and I came out of the room and I had passed. So that was a lesson for me to just not think about it too much, because I feel often I think about it too much. I stress about little things, and that's when I'm just like forcing something. But I feel like that time really taught me to just go with the flow. Now that I'm licensed, I am thinking to myself, okay, what's next? What do I do? Where do I go? I'm ready to start this career. I started looking online. That was my first thing, like brokerages near me. I drove around town and I interviewed this brokerage. I went in and knowing like nothing, I was like, I'm here to work and I want to learn, you know, and I signed with them and I started like right on in. And it was exciting. It was very exciting. I was eager to learn. I was there for a couple months until I decided I needed to make a move. I didn't see any results as I wanted. There's not a lot of help. I found myself being the only person there for training, so they would get canceled. Like, oh, just one person, you know, canceled. And I was like 3 months in, 4 months in, and nothing at all. And I was like, this can't be it. Was I promised something else when I started there? Yeah, of course. They gave me like they told me I was gonna get trainings and, you know, meetings and everything that, you know, brokerages usually do, but it wasn't it. How did that affect me? Especially being as a brand new agent, I think it affected me because I was so eager to learn and I felt a little bit discouraged, you know, like I tried going in to learn and I wasn't seeing any results until I was like, like I'm the only one there. Like, why do I even go? And but then the other side of me was like, well, you're the only one there. Keep doing, keep showing up. But then after a while, you know, that kind of just got boring. And as a brand new agent, I was kind of lost. And I started looking for trainings outside of my brokerage. And the beginning, it was kind of tough because I was like, wow, like, you know, I would hear from other people, like, it's not okay to move brokerages so fast. So, or like, you know, as a new agent, I was like, oh, like, it's true. Like, I haven't even tried this one fully and I'm going to move to another one. So I think that kind of stopped me from moving before. The nail in the coffin was seeing the higher version of myself and actually thinking I'm gonna go get her. And here is not the place. How did I hear about home expansion? I have a friend from the Inland Empire, and she mentioned to me, about home expansion. But at that time, I was so fresh into my other brokerage that I was like, oh, I'm here already. I'm gonna give it a try. And then that was home expansion was always in the back of my mind. And then I started following you guys, and I started just the marketing, and everything you guys do. It's so family oriented, so much training, so much help that you provide. I knew since the first moment I seen like your page, I was like, I'm gonna go there. I always knew it, but I was kind of like still in my mind, like, you just started here, you're doing this, give it a try. So I was postponing it until I actually reached out to Maria. I remember it's a picture of her and the girls, and I just like complimented. So I just pretty much wrote back to the story of her and the girls, and she reached out to me later on, and she wanted to meet, and she asked me if I was willing to meet, and I said yeah. My first impression about Maria when I met her, I think it was just being so friendly and straight to the point. It was just like, what is it that you want? How can we provide that for you? And it was just like a no-brainer. We connected instantly. And right after we met, she was like, do you want to go check out the office and check it out to even see if that's the correct fit for you? And I was like, yeah, like I have time. So after we met, we stopped at the office, and I met everybody there. And I was just like, okay, she was like, think about it. You don't have to decide today. She was like, we can talk in a few days whenever you feel like you've made the decision. Right when I left the parking lot, I was like, I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to tell her right now. I was like, she's going to be, I don't know. I was like, I'll think about it. And then, yeah, I reached out to her the next day, and I was like, hey, like, I'm ready. I stopped by at the office. It was just like, it was a great environment. I think everybody was prospecting together, everybody was helping each other. Even if it was just 5 minutes that I was there when I met everybody, I seen everything that was going on, and I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly the type of people I want to surround myself with. And basically everything that I've seen on Instagram was what I seen when I walked in that office. So that was exactly when I was like, I have to do this. But I've been with home expansion for 8 months. What has improved? Everything. I think I've improved in every single aspect, not just in business, personal. So to me, that's like over the top. It over exceeded my expectations, because when I started, I knew that I was going to get the right mentorship and help, but it's over the top. My biggest takeaway being at home expansion, I think, learning about myself. I am becoming a person that I honestly never thought I had it in me. Like I had an idea of what I am capable of, but I feel like it broke a lot of barriers, and I see myself so much different just by being surrounded by the right people. Home expansion just really helps us find our true potential by, first of all, being ourselves, being authentic, sharpening our skills like every single day, keeping us accountable. I think that's major, because especially because I was elsewhere, and there was no type of accountability. And I think sometimes that's what you need, especially being a brand new agent. Like, you need a little push, and I think it just gets you going. And it's just, skill mastery is so important, because I hear myself as when I first started, and I hear myself now, and I'm like, wow. And it makes me so excited for the future. In the last 8 months, some of my results have been, of course, being a leader. I see that. Authority. Wow, authority is crucial, because I even surprised myself, with how much I've been sharpening my skills throughout this time. And so phone calls, oh my God, door knocking, open houses, just everything. Especially, I would say, cold calling. In the beginning, I was so scared. Like, I'll pick up the phone and I'm like, I hope they don't answer. I hope they don't answer. Like, I was so scared for, I don't know why. And now I'll call and I'll ask them. If they hang up, I'll call back. I'm like, hi, I think our phone got cut off. Like, and I'll just keep going from there, you know? I think just leaving fear behind and actually doing it, it's showed me a lot. So some of the results I've seen since I started with home expansion, I see, a lot of, first of all, a lot of confidence in talking to people. And I think that's like important, very important, because people could read you and you have to be really confident and you have to know your information. So I actually just closed on an escrow yesterday, which has been amazing, getting in the field and helping someone become a homeowner is just amazing. And I am helping another family right now. Their home is under construction. It's a new build, so it's going to be done next year. But it's been great to have the help and be able to help families. I feel about my real estate future with home expansion. I feel amazing. I know so that I am in the right direction and with the right help. So I just feel super excited and I'm ready for it. I recommend home expansion to other real estate agents. Definitely. I mean, I would say if you have it in you to have that type of help and if you really want it, yes, become the best version of themselves. Like I mentioned earlier, not just in career wise, but just bloom into the person that you're meant to be. Like if you're ready for that, if that's what you're looking for, to see yourself as a complete, like I can't even explain with words what that feels like. Home expansion is the place to be.
Okay, so last part, would like to say, my name is Vanessa.
Okay.
Home expansion.
My name is Vanessa Camacho and I am home expansion. So I want to show this to the camera. I am just so proud. And I want to thank, of course, Maria and Moses for their incredible help. And first, most important, for believing in me. Because I think that was a very important piece in my career. Having mentors and the help and people who actually see your true potential before you see it yourself. It's life-changing.